Alright, I've put this off long enough. I've had a ton of people asking me about this XR gaming on a Steam Deck using the Viture Pros. And it's time to finally indulge. Wow, it's so immersive. In all seriousness, this is a pretty cool plugin that is Steam exclusive as far as I know. So in this video, I'm going to show you in two parts what this thing is capable of doing. That's in the first section, and in the second part, I'm going to show you how to get it working on your Steam Deck. And like the other guys on the channel, make sure you pause if you need to, because we're going to go quick, in the second part anyway. So here's what you need. You need your XR glasses, obviously, and your Steam Deck, of course. And something that's optional but definitely recommended is a USB-C adapter with power pass-through. That way you're not running on low battery. Alright, you ready? Part 1. So in this section, I just want to go over briefly what the XR Gaming plugin as part of Decky Loader can do. Real quick, if you're new to the XR glasses thing, you should know that this is not the same as VR or not the same as Steam VR. It's a very different experience, in fact. The best analogy I can give you is XR gaming is kind of like looking out the window in a moving car, and then VR is more like sticking out your whole head outside that window. It's a terrible analogy, but that's the best I've got. Okay, so the first option you get in XR Gaming plugin says disabled, and that means whatever should show up on the Steam Deck display just gets sent to the XR glasses, and that picture just stays in the middle of your view. If you're used to connecting your Steam Deck, phone, or other handheld to your XR glasses, this is what you're probably most familiar with seeing. Now, the XR Gaming plugin does have a free version, which is the version that I'm using right now, and it's under trial. So you can subscribe to support Wayne Heaney, or you can also buy it outright as well. Having the supporter tier means that you'll also have access to things like smooth follow, which I'll go over shortly. Okay, so for the first option, there is a mode called follow, which, for lack of better phrasing, follows you around or bounces around in the section where you place it. So for example, if you choose one of the corners or if you choose the center, it's always going to stay in the middle of that FOV of the glasses. And apologies for the kind of nauseating footage here. This is really the best way that I can capture exactly what you're seeing in screen. Now there is also some jitter or really jittery looking movements as well when you're bouncing around. I think this is just an artifact of how it works. Otherwise, it works really well to stay in that designated area that you placed it in. And you can also scale up how big or small that you want it to be. Now, as for the smooth follow, which I mentioned earlier is a supporter tier feature, if you don't have that option, it will literally just stay in that one corner of the FOV for the glasses, meaning that it won't kind of smoothly bounce around. And I'll try to capture that on the screen as best as I can here. As for the threshold, that basically means how many degrees of overlap is allowed before it starts bouncing around and following you. So the next mode is called vr-lite, and I think the reason for that is because it kind of gives you this pseudo VR feel. And the way it works is it uses your head movements, or in this case, I'm moving the glasses left and right in order to kind of simulate the camera movement. So in other words, if you look left, it's kind of like making the camera move to the left. And if the game is not supported, there is a joystick fallback mode, though you should know that not every single game will support this. Basically, that's it though. This mode can be pretty disorienting if you're not used to this kind of thing. It's a kind of neat trick though. And the last display mode, which is called virtual display inside of XR Gaming, is a pinning type mode. And what that means is the displayed image will be held in space. And if you look away, then that image will stay there if you look back again. And this is useful for, giving your eyes a sense of relief if you're gaming for a long period of time, so the image is not just stuck to your face. Because like a real display, if you look away, that screen is not going to follow you, and this kind of simulates that. Like with the follow mode, you can also blow up the screen, but keep in mind that not the whole image is going to show up inside the glasses. Still, it can be quite useful for playing a strategy game if you want to focus on certain parts of the screen or map. Now here's what's really cool about this plugin. Making use of it is basically like having a Beam or Beam Pro or the Spacewalker app built into your Steam Deck, which isn't something that really any other handheld can do right now. So that's a big plus, even if it's not working perfectly. This is developed by one person after all. Definitely one person that's way more talented than me. So make sure to give them some love and check out the links in the description below. Okay, so let's move on to part 2, where I show you how to get this working on your Steam Deck. Part 2, let's get XR Gaming on your Steam Deck. Step 1, with your Steam Deck turned on, hit the Steam button in the bottom left corner and then scroll down to Power. Then select Switch to Desktop. Once your deck is in desktop mode, now open up a browser, Firefox by default. Now in the search bar, type Decky Loader. If the keyboard doesn't populate by default, hit the Steam plus X buttons to bring it up. From here, you'll see Decky Loader GitHub page as the first option. Click that. Once the page loads up, you'll see a download button in the top right corner. Click that and let the file download. Step 2. Click that little folder icon, which will bring up an Explorer window. Then you'll see that Decky Loader install file. Click that and then click execute. Then click continue and then enter your password. By default, the password is DECK, D-E-C-K, all lowercase. From here, if you've forgotten your password or the password didn't take, you'll have to reset that password through a kind of convoluted process. I'll leave a link in the description below as it is kind of confusing. From here, it should install if you click OK. If it doesn't, you might have to click this update button. Then you should see a pop-up that says it was successfully installed. You can close all the windows after that. Step 3. Hit the return to gaming mode icon. After that, your Steam Deck will go back into gaming mode. From here, you can click the 3 dots button on the bottom right of your Steam Deck, and you should navigate down now to this plugin icon. From here, you should be able to search the Decky Loader marketplace. Just search for XR Gaming and install that plugin. Once it's installed, you should be able to just plug in your XR glasses, and then Jensen's your uncle. Wow, does this look like every other thumbnail that you've seen on this topic yet? As a little bonus tip, if you have a Viture adapter or many other adapters out there, you can have power pass-through to your Steam Deck, which ensures that you're not running out of juice. And now, a special thanks to you for clicking on the video, and if you like the content, make sure to slap the like and subscribe buttons, and a special thanks to Cloner Alliance to making this video possible with this capture card, the Flint 4KP. If you or someone else you know are looking to capture their game content without breaking the bank with something like an Elgato capture card, this might be just what you need. And now for some final thoughts. On a scale of 1 to 10, how ridiculous does this look? Probably not ridiculous enough.